Gloves Off is always on point. On point. Bringing you the best on current issues, community affairs, and the happenings around us. This segment of Gloves Off is brought to you by the best, so pay them a visit. Check them out. This is Gloves Off. If you've ever wondered, if you ever had a clue what would happen if Batman, the Avengers, the X-Men fought the 47 Ronin, you will have great hitting, power strikes, and speed. This event will be known as the North Texas Stick Fighting Championships. It's open to all martial artists. This is where legends are formed, where they're forged, where they are founded. Sign up now. Call the number 956-401-4868 and look up the website at www.savate.biz. So remember, this is for serious martial artists. If you're not serious, sit back and whisper about the event. If not, we'll see you there.
Back at you and Gloves Off, and today I have a great guest, great leader in Laredo, Judge Héctor Liendo. How are you doing, Judge?
Good.
How's everything?
Good.
We got a new school year coming along, right?
Yes, sir.
And we've always talked about the problems we have with the youth. What's the number one problem that you see?
Well, one of the problems is the truancy, and we've seen it. And now, since the laws have changed, the procedure it's not a criminal offense. It's civil procedure that we need to follow, and the law has gotten a little more complicated to where for a student to come to court, it takes a long process. The school has to file the papers for the student being truant.
Right.
Then they file the papers in my court, and then I have to send them to the county attorney's office. The county attorney's office has to screen and make sure that the schools have complied or exhausted every measure that they have to do with trying to prevent the student from being truant. And after they have screened them, then the prosecutor, the county attorney, sends me the paperwork to my court again after they've screened them. So this process already, if the student has been absent, let's say 10 days, and he's filed on to be going to court, well, they have to make sure that the school has followed everything they could have done to
Correct.
prevent that. Then they send them to my court, and then I have to appoint a court date. So all this time, you're looking at the student being out there, being truant, and by the time it gets to my court, this student's been absent 25 days. And the state's not gonna give him credit.
Exactly, so.
And so we need to put him an alternative school, or send him to tutorial, make up all this work, and then try to get the absences waived.
Judge, so this procedure takes such a long time to come back.
Mm-hmm.
What other ideas can we do? Because 25 days, 30 days, the person's already lost a lot.
I know, and then you see, we can find the students or the parents $200 a day for every unexcused absence that they have. If they're found, if it's found to be true, well, now we cannot ask them if he's guilty or not guilty. You know, now we have to ask them, is it true or not true?
Right.
And they laugh at the system, and there's no, we don't have any discipline that we can,
No discipline that we can enact, no punishment.
Right.
What was done before that was it a lot better before than it is now?
Well, we didn't have to follow all these procedures, and
Okay.
so we addressed the problem
Right away.
faster than now.
Yeah.
So what this created is more truancy time for the student to be more truant and fall behind, and probably end up dropping school and become a statistic.
And do you credit this to the lawmakers up in Texas legislation? Is that the only way we can change this?
Yes, I think so.
So we really have to push forward to change the laws for truancies.
Truancy. Give the court a little more
Power. More power, right?
More power to address the problem. And the only good thing about all of this is that the only thing we have is suspending the student's license or preventing them from getting a license, a driver's license.
So if a student has been, if the student, let's say the student's 14 years old, he's been truant, he's get charged with truancy. 15, he does the same thing. 16, he wants to go get a driver's license. He's not gonna be able to get a driver's license anymore.
That's right.
Oh, well,
And we tell
that's a good
That's a
punishment.
good one.
That's a good punishment,
Yeah.
because
Or
everybody always wants
if
it.
they have one, it'll be suspended until they comply with the court's order.
Okay. And what is usually the court's order? What usually happens if a student goes through truancy? Is there any way he can pay back the time? Is there any way?
Yes, we have to offer community service, and we have to offer the parents to do community service with the student. So the student has to go, the parent has to go with the student to do community service. So the parents are
Are the ones
kind
that
of punished too.
No, but they should be. And I'm gonna say this, they should be, because they should be vigilant of what their child is doing.
Yeah.
Okay? And a lot of people think, a lot of kids say, they're seniors, and they say, oh, we're gonna have student skip day, and you didn't skip, and this. Folks, I'm addressing you guys out there. If you watch it, and I know a lot of young guys do, a lot of young girls do, you lads and lasses out there, if you guys are, their friend tells you, let's skip today, let's go do this, let's not go to school, and you feel pressured, it's okay not to return the text. It's okay not to talk to those people that are gonna make bad influence on you. It's okay to stop that. You have to go to school.
Yeah.
You know, and here's the question that I see. What do you think is a main reason for students missing school?
Sometimes they don't understand the subject matter, so we need to get them to tutorial and help them. But they don't ask for help. They say, we want to find out what's the problem.
Okay.
Why don't you like to go to school? I don't know. Understand? Well, we could help, and we can help, but if they let us know. And but sometimes it's too late. And
especially if it's like that, if it takes 20 days,
Yeah,
25 days,
30 days.
30 days, you're
And
behind.
yeah, he's way behind it. Some fall through the cracks and they end up being dropped out. Now, 9 out of 10 people in jail did not finish high school. So that's tough,
That's huge number.
big.
That's a huge number.
Yeah, I kept a
That's a
survey
huge number.
when I was magistrating at the jail, and I just asked them, did you graduate? No, no, no. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10 did not graduate that are in our jail systems.
Yeah.
And you did that survey.
Mhm.
That is very powerful, because that means that we're missing something.
Something.
Something's going on that we're missing.
And then we have the drug overdoses. These people end up in the streets. They end up with the wrong people with the drugs, and they start going the wrong way, and it's too late by the time. I have another survey where I have 58 students that have been in my court that I told them the same story. You know, you end up in the streets, drugs, or in jail, or dead. That's all.
Okay.
That's all you're gonna get. So I started seeing the students obituaries that this girl or this guy was in my court, and sure enough, they had gone out to the streets and ended up in dead, or in jail.
And that's sad.
It's
It's sad, so I'm back with the law and the truancy.
Mhm.
When did it change?
It changed
Más o menos, how long ago?
about 3 years ago, and it started kind of changing a little bit. Now we have to make sure they have the right to an attorney, which would make it a longer process. They have the right to a jury trial. That's
Makes it
more.
longer.
And in the meantime, the students are being truant, and by the time we get done, it's
Too late. It's too late. So we really have to bring down the truancy time
The time and the procedure to
help
address the problem
Sure.
right there, make it a little shorter, easier to deal with, and it's harder. It gets harder and harder. It's tough.
And how are the schools, because it affects the schools also,
Mhm.
how are the schools dealing with this? Do they want change as well, or is it mandated? I guess this is a state law, so we have to change the state legislation on truancy.
Mhm. Yes, the schools, every time a student is absent, they lose money.
Sure.
So what I've done is we have a perfect attendance. So we need to reward the good kids and help them come in.
Sure. And you have to do that. You have to reward them. Remember, that's our I keep saying this, that is our last fight
Yeah.
for innocence, is our children. What is the youngest that you've had go in there? Where does it basically start? What's the age group?
They address the parents as contributing to the conduct, to the truancy conduct of the student 10 years old.
Oh,
Yeah, that's elementary. That's
Elementary, of course.
The parent is the only responsible party here that is responsible for that child to go to school.
parents just being lazy.
Yeah, or it's very hard. They work with single parents, and sometimes they have to work at night, and it's hard to get them up and take them. But you gotta do it.
You have to.
Yeah.
If you have a child, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to suffer. We have to realize as parents that once that you have a child, there's no more going out happy hours. There's no more going out of this. Your child is your
It's first.
responsibility. Period.
That's it.
And I see that too many times with parents with especially single moms.
Yeah.
They leave the child here and they go in and they're going to pick them up at 10 o'clock because they already went. No. This is your child. It's at this time you have to pick them up.
Mhm.
You have to be responsible, and dads too. Don't get me wrong, but we have to be more vigilant.
Definitely.
One thing that I saw and that I read with the horrors that occurred this weekend, the 2 mass shootings.
Mhm.
They were talking about that they had 28 mass shooters,
Mhm.
and 27 of them were from They did not have a father presence in the house.
Wow.
It's a big number.
It's a big number.
Okay? That's a lot. Okay? And nearly 100%. But you look at the courts, and the courts don't enforce when a father is trying to be with a child. In Los Quitan, they literally remove the child away from the father. They have a court order, they go try to visit him, and la mamá dice, I'm not going to let you see it, I'm not going to do this, and the police come and say, it's a civil matter. And it's not. If we address those problems, more fathers will be involved in the child's life.
That's what I do. I do, the option is, okay, I want to send your mom's going to go to school with you every day until you learn to go on your own. And then, where's the father? Well, he's working. Okay, tell the father to call me because he's gonna go to school.
Sure.
Okay? And
you have to. You have to. I mean, that what you just said there has to be done.
has to be done.
Has to be done. This is praises. Thank you for doing that.
That's all.
And what would be a step to change this?
I think our legislators should look into it and figure out a simpler system to expedite the hearings and get to the problem faster. I don't know.
If a child misses 3 consecutive schools,
Mhm.
3 consecutive days, does the school call? When does the school not start calling the parent?
That's a school rule. I'm not sure, but I think they start calling on the 3rd day. They should. I think they should, because the sooner the better.
Sure.
You know,
For it to start the process over,
Yes,
because
but that's when I started seeing cases. He's been absent for 32 days. I said, well, didn't the school contact the parent, let's say 10 days, 3 days, 5 days, as soon as they saw that pattern? And yes, we tried, we couldn't find the parent, we couldn't find him. We tried looking for him, we went to his house looking for him, or her house. And you see, where's the father? The father's in Mexico, okay? It's another thing. And the mother, well, she's in jail. And the grandma shows up with the child. That's another thing, it's really sad.
so I think we should, I think the goal now is to try to see how we can implement for it to change.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to talk to our state representatives and our state
Definitely.
senators and say,
Mhm.
you know what, here's one of the problems here, let's address this.
Yeah.
Right, and maybe we can get the ball rolling and get some other people involved in
It's
this.
your procedures and
Now, it comes up with another one. What happens if you're a parent and the child doesn't wanna go to school and you're having a rough time, what can a parent do?
get them up. And I said, and now you see the parents are also, I'm gonna call CPS. If you struggle,
Yeah,
pick me
the
up
kid, yes.
in the wrong way, it's hard, So we try to get in, and I used to go with the constables and pick them up, but we stopped because, the law said, no, you can't do that. And so the parents can send, can you help me? Yeah. We try to help, but then we just back up. The liability comes in, and it's very, very touchy, very careful.
But we're gonna go ahead and continue with this. And Judge, thank you again for
Thank you.
Addressing this issue, because I know it's one that we've talked about in many years. And whatever you need, in which we can get, maybe we can set up a meeting for us to start going. Let's do it. I think we can.
Invite our senators
Oh yeah, and see if we can get this going.
maybe they have an idea, they can help us.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
I wanna thank you.
Thank you.
And folks out there, remember the school year's starting. If your kids are lacking in missing school, it's your responsibility.
Yes.
If you need any help, you can call me, 956-414-868. You can call the judge's office, what's your name?
523-4299.
And we can get something going with the school and truancy. Again, be safe, summer standing, and the kids are important. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you've ever wondered, if you ever had a clue what would happen if Batman, the Avengers, the X-Men fought the 47 Ronin, you will have great hitting, power strikes, and speed. This event will be known as the North Texas Stick Fighting Championships. It's open to all martial artists. This is where legends are formed, where they're forged, where they are founded. Sign up now. Call the number 956-401-4868 and look up the website at www.savate.biz. So remember, this is for serious martial artists. If you're not serious, sit back and whisper about the event. If not, we'll see you there. Gloves Off is always on point. On point. Bringing you the best on current issues, community affairs, and the happenings around us. This segment of Gloves Off is brought to you by the best, so pay them a visit. Check them out. This is Gloves Off.